A guy by the name of Linus Pauling, who was working along the same lines and at about the same time as Francis and Crick, the guys who developed the idea for the two-strand double helix. Linus Pauling originally theorized that, he said our DNA is a triple helix, and this is what he thought it looked like. This is like an overhead view of the triple helix. Now I want to compare that with this ancient, mystical, archaic, super secret, nobody knows what it really means symbol. It's called the Triskele, and you'll see that it is almost an exact match. So this Triskele symbol, which they call a symbol for resurrection or a symbol of immortality, I have seen churches. There is a church in our town that built one of these little hip-hop coffee shops for the youth to go hang out in, and it was called, get this, it was called The Cave. Where do you see where we're going? It was called The Cave, and they used this symbol on there. And they said, well, it's a symbol for Jesus. Okay? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a symbol for the new gods that are coming out. Scientific American, you've seen this before. Triple Helix designing a new molecule of life. They're on the verge to figuring out how to do this thing. The Triquetras symbol, welcome to the future, is all about adding a third strand to man's two-strand DNA. You remember the big secret in the what was this movie called? The National Treasure. Remember that? That showed you the secret. Okay, it was man, and they said at the end of the movie, Nicolas Cage and Harvey Keitel, I think is who it was, that he's a Mason. He's an FBI guy and he's a Mason. And Nicolas Cage says, the Mason said that we ought to share this secret with everybody. That's what they plan on doing. Okay, this is why all this is coming out right now, is that they want to be able to share it with everybody. The peace symbol. Okay, it's the triple helix. It is the third strand added to man's two-strand DNA. The all-seeing eye on top of the unfinished pyramid. The unfinished pyramid, the two bottom corners represent the two strands of man's DNA, but it's unfinished. It's like the Tower of Babel. It's not complete yet. We haven't quite finished building yet. We need to add not the cornerstone, because that's the stone that the builders reject. Okay? They reject Jesus Christ and instead replace it with the capstone. By the way, got to say this, the New International Version of the Bible replaces the cornerstone with the phrase capstone. Dun, dun, dun. Okay? There's a conspiracy going on. If they can change the Bible, they can change man's DNA as well. Okay? And I'm telling you, this is how they plan on doing it. Here's another one. Programmable bio-nanochips. I've never tried nano chips. I wonder if they taste like corn chips or potato chips. Anyway, programmable bio-nanochips, first viable medical lab on a chip. We often find out too late what's happening inside our bodies when it's stricken by disease or cancer. But these days, those days could be coming to an end. The McDevitt Lab of Rice University has developed a programmable bio-nanochip, an alternative to the costly, time-consuming, and sometimes painful procedures for diagnosis. Now I want to stop right here. I know like this much about salesmanship and marketing. I mean, I know like this much. But what I know this much right here, okay, is if you're going to market something to somebody, what you have to do is you have to replace what they're already using. And you replace what they're already using by saying, the old method was painful, and it was not cost productive, and it was time consuming. You watch commercials on television that are, especially some of these info commercials, that's what they'll do. They'll say that you're going to save money. They say that you're going to increase your time, that your old way is time consuming, and our new way is going to be a lot less painful. So they're selling all of this micro-technology, all of these chips. They call it the lab on a chip, and they're basically saying, now let us just insert this in your body somewhere. Okay? And then we'll know everything there is to know about you. Remember, the all-seeing eye has to know everything that there is about you, including what is your DNA makeup. Are you one of us or are you one of them? Okay, are you one of those little filthy two-stranders running around? Hang on, okay, we're going to get there. In fact, we're here now. New portable DNA screener to debut this summer. The Homeland Insecurity Department. Why do I call them the Homeland? You ever notice that somebody that is really insecure is like always in your face all the time? Okay, so they're not the Homeland Security. Those people are not very secure. They're very insecure. And they're in your face all the time. The Homeland Insecurity Department this summer plans to begin testing a DNA analyzer that's small enough to be easily portable and fast enough to return results in less than 1 hour. I dealt with this in our All Seeing Eye video, and I told you that we're coming close to the technology to where instead of being able to analyze DNA and it take weeks to get the results back, 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour is we now have the technology. And it now is coming. Here's another one. DNA genetic pat-down introduced to airports by Department of Homeland Security. In other words, they're not just looking at your junk. They're looking at your junk DNA is what they're doing. A new level of invasive screening is scheduled for airports this summer. A portable DNA scanner to conduct on-site real-time genetic testing. Now this is done by a company by the name of NetBio, and that's their logo there. Boy, she's analyzing the DNA, isn't she? And I want you to notice I pulled 2 snippets out of this article here. And I'm going to read the last sentence of both paragraphs. Listen to this. NetBio believes that widespread use of RDA, particularly, which is rapid DNA analysis, particularly in the field and at the point of care, will improve both the safety and health of society. And then the next paragraph, NetBio's vision to make RDA available everywhere to anyone at any time to benefit society. This is really, I mean, we're doing this for you. We want to be a help to humanity. We want to be a blessing. Okay, we're going to improve I mean, I know you don't understand the technology and ribonucleic acid. You don't understand the terms. Don't worry about it, okay? Because we do, and we're going to help you. We promise you. Okay. In fact, we're going to eradicate all your diseases. We're going to give you the ability to fly. We're going to give you the ability to have inner vision where you can see things. We're going to give you everything. We promise we will. We're going to liberate you. Remember the Statue of Liberty? We're going to liberate you from this 2-strand body that you're in and make everything better for you. Now I want you to think about this. The new overlords are going to be the 3-stranders. Okay? And we talked about this when I did the Da Vinci Code video. I started looking then when I was researching the Da Vinci Code because they were talking about a bloodline, the Holy Grail. Okay, remember that. We're going to see that here in a little bit. The Holy Grail and how it represents man's illumination, Godhood, and all this stuff. And it spoke of a bloodline. Well, you know, I started looking at, well, why are they DNA databasing everybody? Why are we doing that? Why is it that the Freemasons in every state in our union have what's called a CHIP program? I'm not making that up. Whereby the Freemasons, the Scottish Rite Freemasons, will set up a little place in your area, and they'll say, bring your kids. You know, we have free hot dogs and balloons, okay? And they'll take a picture.